it going? This is the Rock Channel. I'm Tyson.
I'm Victor.
We are here with Source. How's it going, guys?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Hell yeah. Great. Dan, Ben, George. I fucking remember. Hell yeah. We're going to be doing a small interview here, which is going to be on iTunes, Google Play, along with a lot of other podcast apps. YouTube, yes, Stitcher, etc. The list goes on.
Tune in.
We're going to ask a few questions here to these guys. How did the band, the name Source, come about?
Source is a word that kind of means a lot to me. It sort of encompasses my beliefs about what life is about, and and what's it's just, I guess it's just really important to me as far as like understanding that everything has one source.
Okay.
And if you look at your experience or this table or whatever it is that you're observing, there's a source to that. There has to be. It didn't just come out of nowhere. And even if it came out of nowhere, there's still a source for experiences, right?
Yeah.
So for me, having a relationship with just knowing that everything comes from one place and that myself and you and this fucking table and all of that all is connected in some way, shape, or form has been sort of a huge huge musical inspiration for me.
That's amazing.
So my biggest way that I understand that is through using flotation tanks. If you know about those, isolation tanks, sensory deprivation tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I have to bring it up, sorry. Because we just did, I do paranormal investigation.
Cool.
We're in one of the biggest ones here in Kansas City, Mid-Continent Paranormal.
Cool.
We put on the Kansas City Paracon here, but Malvern Manor in Iowa, Ghost Adventures just went there, a bunch of other groups, and my buddy owns it, so I get to go there for free. And they just did a movie there, sensory deprivation,
to
see how people would experience paranormal if their eyes were blindfolded or their ears and stuff.
Yep.
The results they got were amazing. Like they blindfolded them in one of the most haunted rooms there, and a lot more shit was heard.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. The sensory deprivation and stuff, I love just the whole theory and hypothesis they have on all that stuff. So
and I think
I
think what's cool about it is it gives you kind of this blank slate to be like, here's about as close to nothing as you can get.
Yeah.
And from that, just even spending any time there, like you get to know your mind so well. That you sort of, for me,
it's like a type of meditation.
It's forced meditation. It's like it's in the nicest kind of way, but like you can't not meditate while you're in there. Which some people might be like, oh, like I'm a bad meditator.
Yeah.
And then you go in the float tank, and there's no way that you could do it wrong because there's nothing to do. Even if you're in there like splashing around and stuff, it's still you with yourself, and that's to me what meditation's about. And that's where most of my artistic inspiration comes from, is having this experience of, to me, like returning to the source of of everything, feeling nothingness, feeling the blank slate, and then remanifesting myself on a regular basis. It's such an inspirational experience. I get out of the tank and I'll just pick up my guitar and write 10-minute songs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing the sensory deprivation in a paranormal place?
I have not, and it's one of those.
Be like a little bit less, and you might experience something that
most definitely
may have not experienced before,
Definitely, yeah, it'd be fun experiment for sure.
Aaron Nordstrom from Gemini Syndrome.
Aaron?
Yeah, just the way you,
the way he looks.
No, not the way you talk. Just smart, the way you carry yourself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cool.
No, he was a great guy. We interviewed him as well right here in the spot. So.
Cool. So and then on this album, there's a track called "The Word Source," which is teacher Bentinho Massaro, who has some really interesting things to say. But there was this podcast of his that I was listening to for a while, and there's this one piece where he goes into the word source, and he's like, let's just talk about the word source for a second.
Awesome.
That word can be such a huge doorway into understanding infinity, life, all this existential stuff that people seem to struggle with. Why, like, what are we doing here? What's the purpose of life? All that.
Yeah.
And I think, listening to that over and over again was huge in me picking the name for this band. And then we took a sample of it and put it on the album. And it's, just that 30, 45 second piece of like basically just asking yourself, what is the source of my present experience?
Yeah.
That process is so beneficial for me. And I think just being able to like even put that idea of that into people's minds across the country, across the world,
That's
is
awesome.
something that I really treasure.
It's like your
so.
dreams coming true. You know, you're getting to talk to people and influence them and inspire them. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
spread the inspiration that I have.
Yeah.
Through
Dude, that's fucking
through the way that I become inspired. You know, it's
It's
pretty
like
cool.
one of the great answers that we rarely get, you know. So, next question, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know you were entranced by this motherfucker.
I do that.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys form?
Yes. How did the band come together? Each member.
So Dan and I met at my float center. He came into float one day, and we started talking about music.
The
And
sensory does.
yeah.
Cool. So you're
Yeah.
into that as well.
You into
I haven't done it in a couple of years.
yes,
but
I've done
I
it
like
a couple
yeah.
times. Yes.
I have not done that yet. So.
This guy is pretty much floating.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like on the show, the movie, or Minority Report, where the chicks are floating in the water.
Oh right, yeah, wow. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's trippy.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That's
That's
the Matrix too, though. Everyone's in the pod floating.
Yeah,
Essentially.
yeah. The one in Minority Report's a little bit more like a float tank, but they're like connected together, right?
Yeah, the two girls.
Yeah, and they're like Battlestar Galactica too.
Okay.
The things controlling the spaceships.
Fringe also did it.
Yeah, they have float
In one
tanks in
episode,
there.
there was that where the blonde chick got in
And
there.
Stranger Things and The Simpsons
Things is a great fucking
and
show.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Dennis discovers that the entire universe is
So
a
this
turtle
is
floating through
bigger
space.
than what people rarely know about it. And I bet you after this interview, we're gonna go around and me and Victor's gonna fucking see this shit everywhere. It's just like
Yeah, and there's places
someone
to float in
names a
Kansas City,
Blood
most
Soup or something,
definitely.
you know, and you start
I
seeing
think there's
that
some nice
everywhere.
places. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's some nice places to float in Kansas City. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, check it
I'm
out.
gonna have to talk to you about that afterwards. That's crazy.
yeah.
All right, so how did the band get together? You met
So
Dan here.
yep, and then we got to talking about music, and I was like, I really need to find a bass player because I've been trying to put this project together for like 4 years.
Okay.
My last band broke up because everybody decided to move in with their parents after college. So I was trying to find the right people, and in Colorado, everybody wants to play hippie jam band stuff.
Okay.
So I don't really
I
want to
wonder
play
why.
that. I wonder why.
I wonder
yeah,
why.
well, cannabis inspires more than just that in some people. So. I was talking to Dan. I was like, "Yeah, I really need a bass player," and he's like, "I'll play bass." And apparently, you hadn't played bass in how long?
Yeah, I put the bass down for 2 or 3 years.
Did it come back to you?
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah, he was playing my really crappy 5-string that I had, and then he decided to get a really nice bass.
Hell yeah.
And then we all had to get really nice instruments.
Warwick basses, is who I'm endorsed with now. That's my dream bass. They're out of Germany. Gorgeous basses. Yeah.
And you got
Warwick.
Warwick.
Warwick, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's in
and-
like Warwick, Germany. Is that right? Is that a place?
Is it a place?
I have no idea. You don't know, Mr. European. Do I know every place in Germany? I know every place in the United States. You know every place.
Oh wait, are you
in
from? Are you
Oklahoma?
German?
He's from Romania.
Oh, okay.
He just moved here from Romania.
If I'm from Europe, I know everything about Europe.
He just moved here from Romania 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. All right.
He's actually been on the cover of Metal Magazine 2 or 3 times there, and his
Oh, really?
bands. Yeah.
Cool.
For European music.
Stop
and so
saying that all the
I love it, man. I love that. Man, I'm boasting you, man. Anyway, we snagged him up with Tyrant Sun, our band here. Or he got with Tyrant Sun, and then I auditioned for them. So we're like making waves right now as Tyrant Sun. So
Cool.
maybe we'll get to play with you guys.
I like that name, Tyrant Sun.
Tyrant Sun,
That's
yeah.
good shit.
We got
S-O-N or S-U-N?
S-U-N. Our entrance music is Tyrant Sun, that from DC Comics.
Oh,
Is
cool.
that villain?
Yeah. Nice.
We are the Tyrant Sun. Pretty awesome.
Very
okay,
cool.
so when did you meet this guy?
So George and I had been training at Easton Training Center doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and
That's awesome.
he does mixed martial arts. I just do the grappling stuff, but he could knock me out really fast.
I was a
So,
wrestler in high school and stuff, all the way
you
through
want to
high
go
school.
after this? You want to go? So,
Right now, that's it.
that's the interview. Is I'm
Now
gonna
my
check you
daughter
out.
wrestles. She's 12 years old, and she just
Cool.
won nationals.
Good for her.
Against boys.
Wow.
And that's coming from Oklahoma, and we did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stuff like that. Royce Gracie, and then all his relatives. His granddaughter actually does it.
Rose Gracie, I think is her name.
Yeah. She lives in Boca Raton. I actually knocked on her door when I was doing door-to-door sales, but she's a badass too. But
Cool.
yeah, I trained a little bit of that stuff, Team KO in Arc City, Kansas. But it's fun. It teaches you a lot of discipline. You know?
Yeah. So George and I have been training together forever, but I never actually talked to him.
Yeah.
And Brad, our stage manager, monitor guy, started training with us. I wore an Opeth shirt, went to class once, and George was like, "Oh, I opened for those guys once." He's like, "Really? What do you play?" He's like, "Oh, I play drums." And Brad comes up to me, and Brad's like, "Oh, Ben, this guy plays drums, and he opened for Opeth." I was like, "What? That's crazy." I had no idea. He's been here for 2 years. I thought he was a hippie. He's got dreadlocks. Turns out he's a metalhead. So
That's awesome. We're trying to get Opeth's interview. They're coming to town with Gojira and Devin Townsend.
Oh yeah, we get to see that at Red Rocks. Thank God. That's gonna be amazing.
That's a nice show.
Yeah.
Nice show. Well, Devin Townsend's like one of his idols. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like Opeth.
Yeah, I love Opeth.
Devin Townsend's a monster.
And Gojira is brutal.
He's European.
Insane mofo. Yeah. I love him. Yeah, he's a great guitar player, great singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I was trying really hard to get on that tour, and then they put Devin Townsend on. I was like,
Probably. Yeah.
He's like a lot of power metal.
Yeah, I heard some on the way here.
I hope that makes it on here. I really do.
that's the best mic check I've ever heard. I say curse words in Arabic. This guy talks like a chicken.
It's too loud, we'll just cut.
Okay.
And then in between sets, like after they get done, the 15 minutes that we got, we'll finish the interview.
Okay.
If it gets too loud.
Yeah. So that's how me and George met, and me and Dan have been playing some stuff together for a little bit. So George came in to one of our practice.
He was just learning guitar.
Yeah, I don't
so
only
we were
play.
writing bass and piano songs.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Yeah.
It was him on the grand piano.
Vocals and guitar, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and so at that point, I'd only been playing guitar for 4 months or something like
What
that.
would you guys generalize your band? Like,
Prog metal.
Prog metal, prog rock.
Yeah.
what bands like
Tool is what everybody says. Everybody says Tool, so.
love it? So you got like a Maynardy type voice?
Maynardy type voice, yeah. I'd say,
Maynardy.
you know, I've been reading his biography, and he has like no training in singing, and I kind of knew that. But then, like reading his upbringing, he played music when he was a kid, but it wasn't like his focus. And I grew up, you know, in choir, classically trained from a very early age. So I think the difference is that Maynard has this like raw, like just really raw sound, where my voice is a little bit more like. It's just a little softer on the ears sometimes, I guess.
I got you.
But yeah, I have, you know, I'm a huge Tool fan. So,
Hell yeah. All right, now we're on to our favorite segment of the interview called Crazy One-Time Stories. It's where it could be you in the crowd, it could be you on stage, it could be anything dealing with music, absolutely anything. It's unrated, so you can say cock, ass, balls, it does not fucking matter.
Cock, ass, balls. It doesn't fucking matter.
I love it. Yeah, he said it. George is like the coolest fucking person ever. Cock, ass, balls. Okay. So I think George, you had a crazy one-time story for us.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of times when I'm playing and I hit the cymbals, a lot of times I hit my head as well.
Okay.
You know, so it's a
The Mike Portnoy move.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Oh,
Portnoy
he
move.
knows what you're talking about.
And then Chad Gray apparently does the same thing with when he's singing with the mic. He's singing and he just starts doing that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when we went on tour with Hell Yeah and In Flames, a lot of times people were like, "Oh, good job drumming," you know. I'm like, "Thank you." And sometimes be like, "Good job on the vocals," and I'm like, "What?" You know. So they thought I was Chad Gray. Apparently, we looked alike.
Ah.
We don't look alike. Dreads only, and black jeans possibly.
Just
You know.
they're stereotyping because you're dreads. They think you look like any other dreadlock
like,
person.
I think that's the only thing we have in common was dreads.
Honestly,
and black outfit.
You
know?
look like my brother.
Yeah?
His name is Brian Brown. Say hi, Brian. I'll have a listen.
Brian. We miss you. We love you. Why aren't you here?
Exactly. No, he looks exactly. You guys have the same eyes. Like you just look the same. That exotic look, you know.
Right.
So I don't.
So anywho, we're at the hotel one time in Canada,
Okay.
and I was eating some ice cream, and I saw two of the people that were at the show, and I gave them some ice cream, and they're like, "Oh my God, you did so good tonight! I can't believe it!" And I was like,
Oh, wow.
"Thank you." They're like, "The way you hit your head, and you're the craziest musician I've ever seen in my life." And I was like, "Well, thank you so much," you know. And they're like, "Let's party together." So, Mom, ear muffin for a second. So after $2,000 of cocaine, alcohol, and great, amazing
Cocaine, alcohol. I love
sexual
that.
activity.
Hold on. Cocaine, alcohol.
It's actually alcohol that you snort.
Yeah.
Oh, that's called.
You snort it and it gets you wasted. Yeah, it's the new thing. You have to
did
be
not
in
know.
the know to really be able to get any
That's
of it.
fucking
A lot of
awesome.
presents. I am
So
saying
they
a
bought
lot.
that?
Yes, a lot of presents.
That was Edmonton.
Yes.
I remember that.
And they get and they're
Fucking
like,
Canada's rolling deep with pop.
and then they were like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Oh, my name is George." And they're like, "Oh, that's your real name?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my real name." I go by George. Yeah, there's an S at the end. It's French George, maybe. It's like,
George.
and they're like, "Well, that's cool." And they're like, at the end, they're like, "We really also liked the first band. They were so good, you know? Like the bass player and the singer were amazing. Where are these guys from?" And I was like,
That was
"Those
you.
girls are from Colorado." And they're like, "Oh, cool." And they're like, "But
They
did you
thought
see-"
you guys were
They thought I was Chad
Oh,
Gray.
yeah.
Yeah.
right. They thought
Yeah.
you guys were,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not gonna tell this group of people that I'm not, you know.
They'll be
I-
like, we just spent $2,000 up your nose.
Exactly. So I slowly was like, all right, guys, see you later.
Bye. See ya. Like the cable guy. See you later.
They
Bye.
wanted to take pictures and selfies at the end before I left. I was like, let's not get into, you know, that stuff. Let's just stay friends, you know. I was like, whew. I just ran back up to my room. I was
Holy
like, all right,
shit.
guys.
Now they have this story for their friends that they met Chad Gray from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And the dude like was seriously offering for me to have sex with his girlfriend. And I was like, okay.
Why did you not do that, sir?
Because I was kind of realizing maybe like right before I left that they were starting to think that I was someone else. I was like, all right, this is not good. You know? As soon as they started mentioning like where are you from, and I was like Boulder, and they would be like, oh, cool.
That's not where
And they
you're
were like,
from.
just like, why would Chad Gray be from Boulder?
That's fucking phenomenal. That's a great, crazy one-time story. Yeah.
There was another
Awesome.
time. There was another time where George might have had sex with a stripper behind Vinnie Paul while Hell Yeah was playing.
Yes.
Behind Vinnie Paul?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, tell that story real quick.
Yeah. So it's real quick.
Real quick. Whoa.
I met a girl, and then I was like, so backstage is where the darkest lighting is.
I like this guy.
So that's where all the fun stuff happens.
Yeah.
So my strategy, don't sell it though. Yeah, is, you know, you want to see the band backstage. You want to take pictures backstage.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go backstage if she's feeling it. And I was like, I have to like do this behind Vinnie Paul. This is legendary.
Yeah.
You know? So like I opened up the curtain while he's playing, and
No
he started
way.
doing the doggy style.
And he's watching.
And
He
he's
turned
watching.
back.
And yeah, he actually did turn. He turned, and he was mad actually. Him and his roadie, P. King, his personal assistant, were mad. He does not like people behind him because of, you know, Dimebag and like he just doesn't like people being. He wants to be aware who's behind
I
him.
gotcha.
You know, especially it says. So I'm doing that, and we're doing it doggy style, and then his assistant's like tripping over the alcohol. He's trying to give alcohol to Vinny, and he's tripping over everything, trying to tell me like to get away from there. You know, I was like, all right. It was great.
So then they come back to the.
hold
So then
on,
they
man.
come back to the merch table, and the chick, he had just pulled her dress up and went for it.
Yeah.
So the chick, he never pulled her dress back down, and she's a stripper, like legitimately was a stripper. That's what her profession was.
Yeah.
And she's just walking around at the merch area with her ass just like pure, like nothing covering it. And this fucking 16-year-old girl that I'd been chatting with at the merch table goes up to her. She's like, "Sweetheart, here you go," and pulls her fucking dress back down. She's like, "Oh, thanks."
Wow.
She didn't even care at
She's
all.
hot.
Didn't even
She's
care at
hot.
all.
She was definitely hot.
Dude, he's making me jealous. Like these tales
Come on,
that we can be
Dorado.
doing. Now we're doing it, man. We're
Let's
doing
do
it,
it.
George.
I don't know how to fucking follow that.
No, Dan's got some
This
good
guy-
ones too. I have not.
I gotta be good.
All right, Dan.
That's you do.
Shit. All right. We're on with Trapped.
Okay.
And we had a bus, and I took this girl back. It was like the first or second night, and we were in the bus, and I was fucking her in the back, and I hear a knock on the door, and it's George, and he comes in with a shitload of merch. He's like, Dan, I need you to sign these CDs and posters. And her and I are ass naked.
They've been in there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Dan to come sign shit, and Dan's like taking his sweet time.
And George comes in. He's like, is it okay? I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't care. And I just had a boner. I'm signing these posters. He's like, yeah, get it done. Yeah. I'm signing CDs and posters. I go, thank you. And I just felt, that was like, for me, that was the defining rock star moment. That was like, that kicked off everything for me. Because, you know, I was signing merch with this, you know, just fucking George comes in, and she was, oh my God, yeah.
And there's more
Good
to
stuff.
the story. And then you let me.
Oh yeah. I said, George, feel what you wanna, see what you wanna, look at it. I go, come on, sweetheart, turn around, get on your knees, let George feel you. And she did. So that's how it goes.
You had your turn.
I did one slap.
He did a smack through
credit card.
credit
slide.
card. Yeah.
The Vulcan what?
Vulcan salute.
Live long and prosper.
And then when
And have many orgasms.
Exactly. You still got your thumb.
You still got your
when the
thumb
card
for the
didn't
other
go
play.
through,
Yeah.
and when the card didn't go through, I put the chip in.
Yeah. I saw that. He did put the chip in.
So the actual Vulcan salute is this there, this on the back, and this.
You guys heard of the minivan? It's 5 in the back, 1 in the front.
Also called 5 in the stink.
5 in the stink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
We're yeah.
And
I got nothing.
You have Canada.
Oh, Canada.
What, when I had crazy anal sex for an hour and a half in the bus, and
And I
everybody
saw
kept
it.
trying to get in, and
I saw it by accident. He had crazy Canadian anal sex.
Well, I thought one of you guys were with Brooke.
I am now. Thanks for bringing that up. Jesus, Tyson. Come on. I don't care. I don't care.
Shit.
Well, the best part about that story was
That was a year ago, for the record.
Yes, Brooke, he loves you very dearly.
I do.
the best part about the Canadian anal sex story was we had this sound guy on tour with us who we ended up not really liking all that much because his breath smelled so bad that you could smell it for like 20 feet around him. So we started calling him Jaws and Chum Gums and all this stuff. Right? And so I hated him so much, and I'm having sex with this girl on the place where he sleeps in the bus, because the bunks you can't really have sex in, but he slept on one of the couches. So I made this girl squirt all over the place that he slept, and I didn't tell him, and he went right to sleep that night.
Who did? Who slept on it?
The sound guy that we didn't like that came with us.
He was on a whole tour with you guys?
Yeah. And we smelled his breath all day, every day. It was bad.
It was hard.
Hard stuff.
It was rough.
Dude, I used to drink peppermint snobs every day, 100 proof. So my breath smelled like Christmas. Like all day.
That's good.
That's a good way to do it, man. Yeah.
That's what you want.
Now it's Fireball. Cinnamon.
Now it smells like cinnamon.
Exactly. I have got to say, Source has the best one-time stories I have heard, especially George, you crazy Lebanese fuck.
How many times have I called you that?
Really?
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Flaw! Yeah! Anyway, we are wrapping this up here with the crazy one-time stories. We are getting ready to watch Source perform, and it's gonna be fucking phenomenal. So make sure you guys look us up on iTunes, Google Play Music, or any podcast app that you guys have on your phone. Hit that fucking subscribe button and do not let us down.
And
Yes,
get
or
our
YouTube.
album on iTunes. Source,
Exactly.
Return to Nothing. Get it on iTunes.
Yes,
It's
look them up on
amazing.
Facebook, throw them a like as well.
Do that.
My name is Tyson, this is the Rock Channel,
I'm Victor.
and this is Source.
Source.
And
Hell
so
yeah.
are you. What's up, guys? We are Source, and so are you.
And you are listening to The Rock Channel.
Yeah.